Hey you guys, and welcome back. So today we are going to be talking about how to maintain your fitness, how to maintain your fitness routine, all the progress you've made, all of those different things within this kind of crazy time that we're currently in, or really any time that you're stuck at home. I know it can be a little bit harder, especially if you're not used to working from home specifically. It's definitely harder than a lot of people probably make it out to be. This is a time where everything's really uncertain and stress is high and all of those different things. So this is kind of my take on things. This is not to dismiss anything that is going on. There's some crazy things going on out there. This is just to kind of make the most of you being at home for now and all of that. So I put up an Instagram question like a week ago or so, and basically just asked, what do you want to know? So we're just going to kind of go through this Q&A. The first question is, how do I stick to the same schedule? That makes no sense. So the first answer is you don't. You don't stick to the same schedule. I want you to figure out what you have to do each day, right? So list whatever it may be and then block it out. So you have to work, you have to work out, you have to meal prep, whatever it may be. Then I want you to pick specific times for each of those things. You can be as specific or non-specific as you want. However, if you find that you're putting something off every single day, like you never get your work done until 8 o'clock at night when you're supposed to be hanging out with your family or whatever it may be, I highly suggest putting those things at the beginning of the day and getting them right out of the way, right off the bat. How do I ensure that I do not lose all of my progress while I'm stuck at home? Okay, so I think a lot of people have the misconception that progress just poof goes away like the second you stop working out, and that's not the case at all. I'm gonna kind of take this in two parts. So the first part is, strength, muscular, that kind of thing. Strength takes a long time to build and a long time to go away. In studies, it's shown that realistically, you're not gonna lose much strength over even the course of weeks. What will likely happen is if you come back and you feel a lot weaker, is your technique is likely to go first. So you may not actually have lost any significant strength, you likely are just moving a little bit funny. And that's totally okay too. The other common misconception is that muscle can turn to fat, and that's not physiologically possible. That's a huge myth. I don't know where that originated, but there is no way for your body to turn muscle into fat or vice versa. It's building tissues and breaking down of tissues constantly. There's no conversion factor that happens when you start working out at home, I promise. So then the other half of that is like cardio style training. Cardio is quicker to come and go. However, if you're a highly conditioned athlete or you're a highly conditioned person, you've been doing this for years, it's not just gonna go away just like that. Maybe you'll be a little bit more winded, something like that. It's not gonna be the end of the world. The biggest thing that I can tell you out of almost all of this is that you're a product of the average of everything you do. So if on average you are working out, you're hitting your meals, you're doing all of these good things, you are going to show that. You are going to kind of portray the average of the culmination of everything you do. So don't stress out about it too much. On the other side of that, I also want to mention that this could be really good for some people. If you have a tendency to overtrain and you're, burning out, constantly fatigued, having some little nagging injuries come up, really just moving around lightly and being really kind to your body during this time and using it as a reset could be really beneficial for people. And I don't think that's being talked about enough, especially if you are, a CrossFitter or you're any sort of athlete that kind of beats up their body day to day. Taking this time to take a little bit better care of yourself, maybe take a day or two off, take an extra rest day here and there. I think that's awesome, and I think that that's not being utilized. Definitely do it. Sleep in, get your extra sleep, all of those things. This is the time. So this one says, talk about mobility. So, do it. Go WOD, Mobility WOD, ROM WOD, all of those different things, almost all of them I believe have free trials. So go on and just put your email in, and then you can cancel after the 7 days and you'll have 7 days of mobility to do. There's also a million free routines online. You can just go on YouTube and Google whatever. You'll be able to find something, but definitely keep up with it, because all of a sudden you're gonna be really hurting to put your socks on if you don't keep up with it at all. How do I avoid constantly snacking when stuck at home? So the first way to go about this is to set times that you're going to eat and pre-portion everything that you're going to eat. I really like this because it takes the guesswork and the stress out of it. You're not like, oh, should I have this? Should I not have this? Should I do this? Should I not do this? It's done. You pre-portion your snacks, put them in little baggies, measure them out, whatever it may be, and you're gonna be like, I'm gonna have a snack at 10, and I'm gonna have a snack at 2, and I'm gonna have a snack after dinner, and done. This is a really good way to go about it if you're able to. If you're able to be done after your pre-portioned snack and your times and your set time. awesome. Normally I don't recommend like being so regimented, but where you're around your kitchen all day long, it may be necessary. And don't keep snacks in plain sight. Don't leave out candy on the table. Don't leave out whatever, chips right on the counter. You definitely want to get those things out of sight. There's some crazy statistic, like you're like 80% more likely to eat something if it's right there. Put things away, you have to go look for them. On the flip side of this, I'm also going to have my abstainer. If you find that you're just a grazer all day long, even if you pre-portion, you have more, whatever it may be, once you start, you can't stop. Be the type of person that needs to plan to have 3-4 meals and be done, not snack in between because it kind of sets you off. I want to make sure that you're not making yourself feel terrible or making yourself sick. So if you find that that's something that's happening, maybe it's better off to just not have snacks and just stick to your meal times. Protein powder recommendation. I recommend a scent. This is the one I use. I use the unflavored. I mix it with like chocolate milk because I'm a child. That's the way I like it. Tastes good. I really like a scent because I feel good about the ingredient list, and it also doesn't taste like crap. And that's kind of been hard for me to find, to be honest. I'm pretty picky about protein. I don't like a lot of protein powders, or the ones I like are like hopped up on like 1,000,000 grams of sugar or like all crazy ingredients or whatever it may be. This is the one that I found that it's not like really grainy and it's not chalky. It tastes good, and it's also not like this terrible, awful, unrecognizable ingredient list. I don't have any money to build a home gym. What do you recommend for body weight movements? So like I said before, once you build that framework for muscles, whatever it may be, it's easier for your body to bring that back. So think about it as, you know, you're remodeling a house. As long as you leave the frames up, you just got to rebuild the inside. That's really all it comes down to. As long as you are working your entire body, you're going to be in a good spot. It's hard to answer this question without knowing what your goal is for, you know, just general health and maintaining the muscle mass and lean mass that you already have. I would say for more metabolic conditioning style workouts, I would do burpees, lunges, step-ups, mountain climbers, things like that that are gonna engage your whole body, get your heart rate up. If you are looking more to gain that time under tension and ensure that you're keeping that muscle mass and stimulating it and all of those things, I recommend push-ups, squats, any sort of dynamic core movement, and add a tempo. So do an air squat, but take 4 seconds on the way down, hold for 2 seconds in tension at the bottom, take 4 seconds on the way back up. All of a sudden they're gonna become a lot harder. Same goes for push-ups or really anything like that. Loading your eccentric is going to be awesome for keeping your muscle mass, all of that. Do I seriously have to wash my hands? Yes. Yeah, you seriously have to wash your hands. Coronavirus has a lipid membrane. Soap dissolves it. Please wash your hands. So that's all the questions I have for right now, but I do want to just say the biggest things to focus on are the things that are in your control. Don't worry about the things that you can't do anything about. It's not doing anything for you. If you are lucky enough to have your health during this time and you're lucky enough to have, you know, a roof over your head and all of those things, be really thankful for that. And on top of that, focus on what you can do. So things like planning your meals out, or, you know, did you do your workout? Did you go to sleep on time? Are you staying hydrated? Are you staying active? Are you keeping your non-exercise activity levels up? Those are most of what you burn throughout the day. Go for a walk, play with your dog, talk to your family members. They love you. Don't be so set on, you know, losing progress that you're ruining everything else. For yourself, the best thing you are going to do is focus on keeping yourself healthy, keeping yourself happy, and keeping yourself moving to the best of your ability. If you have questions for me, my Instagram DM box is always open. I love talking about nutrition. I love talking about all of this stuff. So it's really no bother to me if you have questions. I'm pretty much always on Instagram, so you can shoot me a DM there. But other than that, that is all I have. Stay happy, stay healthy. Until next time.